Wisdom is found by those who seek her. These great and encouraging words we hear on the 32nd Sunday in Ordinary Time. Wisdom, we all need her. But it might be very well that we seek her in the wrong place, seen by the many and even terrible decisions made by leaders who are supposed to protect and guide us. Reflections on the gruesome attacks on and killing of civilians brought me to the Garden of Gethsemane. In this garden, Jesus withdrew from the disciples, knelt down and prayed in anguish. In his anguish, Jesus prayed even more earnestly, and his sweat fell to the ground like great drops of blood. This anguish, was it that the Lord saw all at once every sin that every human being has or will ever commit, all the way from the dawn of creation up until the last sin to be committed at the end of time? When you experience this, what is wisdom? Greatly upset with the current unleashing of terror and death on civilians, we too look for wisdom. What better place is there than to search for it in the scriptures? And what better place in the scriptures than the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus suffered in the face of the sins of humankind? It was at this hour that Jesus said, "Father, let your will be done, not mine." To say this requires faith, deep faith. Symbolized, we can say, by the oil in the lamps of the 5 wise maidens waiting to meet the bridegroom. It is this faith which gives hope. As the same scriptures tell us, do not be afraid of those who can kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Fear him rather who can destroy both body and soul in hell. And truly, Jesus' words, "Father, let your will be done," did not prevent Jesus from dying. But when he had died, he was raised up again. Of this we should not be ignorant, tells the Apostle Paul to the Thessalonians. We would not have you ignorant, brethren, concerning those who are asleep. For since we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so, through Jesus, God will bring with him those who have fallen asleep. These words, instilling hope, surely. Strengthening our faith, definitely. But taking away anguish and sorrow in the face of suffering and death of beloved ones? No one better than the Blessed Virgin Mary can give an answer to this. Without doubt, Mary strongly believed the words Jesus had spoken to Martha at the death of her brother Lazarus. "I am the resurrection. Anyone who believes in me, even though that person dies, will live and never die." But did this remove the anguish and sorrow Mary went through at the foot of the cross with her dying son? Simeon had clearly told her in the temple of Jerusalem, "You yourself will be pierced with a sword." In the book The Imitation of Mary, we heard her say, "My suffering for Jesus, my son, had no limits, and my love for him was also without limit." And then she admonishes, "In time of adversity, let your thought be, it is God's will. Any other thought will only increase your anguish and will make you feel unhappy even more deeply. If a wise man only wants good, what are we to think of God, who is infinitely wise? God hates the sins of those who contribute to your sufferings, but he intends to glorify himself through the patience you show in bearing them. When Jesus spoke to his apostles of the cup of his sufferings, he said nothing of the ingratitude of the Jews who were preparing the cup for him, but thought only of the will of his Father who permitted this to happen. We are not denied the right to ask God to deliver us from afflictions, but if he still wants you to drink the cup of suffering, say to him, Father, let your will be done, not mine. With these wise words, the Blessed Virgin Mary wants to bring home the message. If you meet with harsh persecution and insults, bear them all with persevering patience. If I see in you an image of Jesus, my love for you will be intensified, for you will then be a son or daughter less unworthy of your mother. If this is true for the Blessed Virgin Mary, how much more will Jesus Christ's love for you increase if he sees you carrying your cross? Indeed, he said, if you want to follow me, take up your cross and follow me. Let your faith in these wise words be sufficient to fill your lamp. And let your recourse to these wise scripture words fill your flask with oil, so that you can keep your lamp burning till the bridegroom arrives.